Do you think Brock fights in the UFC again?
If he wants to. I think he does. I think he does. I think it may be in his plans.
Yeah.
Although I think it.
The John Jones would have been the fight.
Yeah, a month
ago.
That
threw a wrench into it.
Yeah, a huge wrench.
I don't know
because if it ain't John, it ain't going to be. There's nobody
no
big enough for him to
he's
do.
obviously the big pay-per-view draw, but who's he going to go against?
Nobody. There's
no
nobody
There's
there.
no one for him. That's
Conor.
the bummer. Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
I only say Conor because Conor's opened his mouth against all the WWE guys, and he says about Brock.
I could see Conor doing a WWE match against, doing something like Floyd did. Yeah, he'd be great.
Not?
He's such a character.
And I got a question for you, being a fighter. Why I make mention, people do all the time. There's very few fighters that, given the opportunity, would pass up being a pro wrestler.
Agree. I agree with that 100%. I think every UFC fighter, if they could make the money and get the notoriety that a Goldberg
in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
I would be the next Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah,
I would be what?
One person would.
I'd be Razor Ramon. I would be tan as shit, hair long. Yeah. Acting over the top. Yeah. What?
You'd be.
There's a reason why you see everyone like talking shit to WWE. That's the model, man. Yeah.
There are guys like Derek Lewis I can see moving into that later eventually because he's got such a personality.
Absolutely.
But the issue comes, where if you, and I've had this issue too, and I've talked about this with Stone Cold, where the UFC is like a legit 5 major sport, where WWE, it's like you said, it's a controlled. How would you describe pro wrestling? Because you can't say it's one of the 5 major sports, right?
No, it's sports entertainment. It's
correct.
It's predetermined.
Correct.
It's a predetermined sporting event.
So I think that there some people get the argument where they blur the lines, and I think it's a little bit blurred because Brock, who is a huge star, one of the biggest of all time, with you and Stone Cold and The Rock, came over and made the transition. But people forget Brock has a legit wrestling background. Yes.
Brock was a wrestler before he was a pro wrestler.
Yeah, exactly.
Brock talked crap about pro wrestling when I was at the top back at WCW, and he swore he'd never do anything like that. We all have done that.
Everyone does that because as a football player, it's like a real fighter. You're like, that's easy thing. That's fake. Bingo. But all of them would jump at the opportunity to do it.
No question.
You got guys like Kurt Angle who won a gold medal, and Kurt said that he took more punishment doing professional wrestling than he ever did as a wrestler.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not even comparable.
Broke his neck.
Not even comparable.
But then, so you have Brock Lesnar who made the transition, obviously legit NCAA wrestler, pro football player like yourself, then goes to WWE, huge star, goes to UFC heavyweight champion. So legit. What Brock did in the short amount of time is ridiculous. He doesn't get enough credit.
Beat Frank Mir.
It's silly.
I mean, he beats him. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Not even that. Where he started off at 0-0 and who he's fighting in the UFC is silly. Right. Like with the Heath Herrings and all that, it's crazy. So you have that, but then to the other side of that, you have a guy like CM Punk, who has no background, zero background.
Well, we saw the difference.
But that's where the lines get blurred. Yeah. Like the guy like CM Punk was like, I'll try it.
But like anything these days, people got to be fucking informed before they give their opinion about something. Yeah. Right?
Correct. Well, everyone has opinion because of social media now.
Also, I would
like everybody was a boxing
everyone's a boxing genius.
But everybody was a boxing genius prior to this fight.
All of them. Yeah. Even now, I get it all the time. My freaking barber was giving me tips on how Floyd Mayweather should do and all this stuff.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's hilarious.
But with that CM Punk stuff, was the pro wrestling world embarrassed by it? Because I know CM Punk a little. I've trained with him at the Great Scam, stuff like that. I was embarrassed for him. He still wants to fight. He still thinks he says he's going to take another fight in the UFC.
I don't know CM Punk.
Oh, you don't?
I don't know him. Hats off to him for taking the jump and putting his cock out on that platter and saying, "Here, check it out." And
Well, I would say yes if he had gotten into a smaller MMA show, but to jump into the UFC, where
Dude,
the
what
cream
do you
of the
mean? Are
crop
you going to
is-
turn that? You
No,
going to
you're
turn
not
that
gonna turn
down?
it
You're
down.
kidding,
That's
right?
what I'm
No,
saying.
you're
Go
not
be
gonna-
like,
you
if
go,
someone
you
comes
go.
to
You got the payday here. That's
Yeah.
like if WWE or somebody offered me $5 million to come back and do one match, and I weighed 220.
Yeah.
Right?
Didn't he lobby for it himself? That's what I thought was
No,
surprising.
it doesn't matter though.
Doesn't
You're missing
matter.
the point. If
Yeah.
someone goes, let's say I have zero acting experience. Let's say someone goes, we want you a new Batman. I'm not going to, and here's $16 million. I'm going to go, oh, let's back the track up. Let me start on YouTube.
You look at the
first.
plus and minuses, and you weigh them, man. And at the
It's
end
a
of the
huge
day,
opportunity.
If at the end of the day, if it means more to you than to have done it and going out and getting your ass waxed in a very short period of time,
Yeah.
can you overlook that? And I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, fighting I've always found to
That's
be a
ridiculous.
little bit different because there's a reason, for example, they will not sanction certain fighters without. So in boxing,
Well, no question.
Well, they just sanctioned
not
0-0
safe for
versus
you.
49 and 0.
And very rare, and most of the physicians were like, they had a whole article about a lot of the physicians were like, this is very iffy and stuff like that. However, Conor's been lacing those gloves up forever.
Yeah.
He's such a legit fighter. And knows
Different
what he's
deal.
doing. Yeah,
It's
different
not
deal.
Dad F
Again, it's
5000
exactly like, I
and
think, wasn't Brock an
Kimbo.
NCAA champion?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
he
you're
was
talking about
gnarly.
a beast.
Freak.
And I'd been hearing about him way before, anything else.
The only guy he lost to was Neil, who had no football experience and was an all-pro tackle for the New England Patriots. Talk about a freak. Both of
Yeah.
them were
Whereas I just always thought the CM Punk thing was just almost
Cash
dangerous. Cash grab. And
See, CM
There's
Punk,
no
here's the
question.
thing. CM Punk fighting in the UFC with zero background is less dangerous than Conor fighting Floyd Mayweather. Conor fighting Floyd Mayweather is much more dangerous than CM Punk fighting Mickey Gall in the UFC.
yeah,
because
he gets quick. He starts.
Well, he can
quickly.
just run
one
and-
shot, choke
Yeah.
out. Yeah, that's exactly right. I just for me,
It's ratings.
for me, it was for me, it was like, oh boy, if you're going to take the UFC and turn it into a spectacle where it's been such a pure form of competition, as a fan, that was where I went. I don't think he belongs in that.
Reminded me
in
of
that
Pride there for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's
in
what
Pride,
it
but
is.
in Pride, you had
Pride was the
guys
bomb,
were killers.
dude. Pride was
you
the
had
best.
killers in that ring.
I remember going to Pride the first time when I commentated with Morrow and Boss, Fry and LeBanner, and then Sapp and Noguera.
Jesus.
When Sapp freaking
Pile drive him?
powerbombed Noguera. And then
That
we go,
fucked his neck up for life.
Changed Nogueira's career.
Oh, I know, man. And I've told this story before, but we're going back in the locker room, and I'm walking in with Bob, and Bob walks by Nogueira, and I walk by, and Nogueira reaches up and grabs me, and he looks at me, and he goes, "Your friend? He tried to kill me." I'm like, isn't that kind of the point?
Isn't that what we're doing here? But the ref jumps in before he does?
It's like I remember meeting Herring for the first time, and then Josh Barnett and I had breakfast. He was the babyface assassin
Yeah.
back then. And, oh man, and Krokop invited me to Croatia. And,
Did you go?
Fuck no! You kidding me?
Fuck
It's
no.
too cold, man.